What up, tube? It's been a minute, as always, but I'm back on my grind. The other week, my son came out from Pennsylvania. He's 20 years old, and we decided to cut the roof off my 50. So side chick got a haircut, a little bit of a trim. I'll post some video and pictures. I didn't do much documenting of that while he was here. Just really wasn't into it. But I'll show you what we got going on, and you can pick up on the chop with me, and we'll go from there. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, follow along as I build cool shit. The convertible.
No top.
So there she is. We took 3 inches out of the front and 4.5 inches out of the back of my 1950 Chevy. And then I folded that back window in. I'm gonna keep it a hard top. We're gonna be bracing these B pillars all the way to the floor and rebuilding them and the channel so that I can keep that opening, because how badass is that big ass window? I got everything tacked in. The doors are welded in the top. I got it cut where it's gonna separate. The wing window will stay. I did go through and cut, weld, and finish all my pillars already. So we took 3 inches out of the front, and like I said, I already went through. I did have to lean these lowers in a little bit, not much, just to cut and line them right back up. The door had to be leaned in on the bottom here. The wing window will get rebuilt. This all gets welded. We'll cap that, build new window channel on the back. And yeah. Tonight though, what I'm gonna do is, I really love the profile of the 4.5 inches in the back. This is great, this roof line. What I don't like is the fact that my window, and it's not in right now, it's popped out, but my window itself is so low. So we're gonna take this window, cut it, move it up 4 inches so it's more like here, and then put it back in. Once I get that done, I can start reinforcing, rebuilding inner structures, and then get that all set up so that we can redo these sail panels and make some sail panels and get the roof back together. So right now the roof's just tacked in. I got a couple small tacks holding it. It's fully welded on the front. It's squared up. It's braced on the inside. So I did cut a bunch of this structure loose and put this relief cut in so we can get the top of the roof where it needed to be on both sides. Everything else is just kind of sitting in there. I cut and relieved and folded the back window, and now I want to pull it up. Originally I was going to leave it where it's at, but I love the look and just want it to flow smoothly without the back window looking odd. A lot of guys will just skip that step. So I'm going to put this back window back in, because right now the glass is just out of it. But I'm going to put it back in so it stays nice and square. Cut it out, tack a couple pieces of steel on it, then cut it out, and then we're gonna move it to about here-ish, 4 inches or so. So probably here-ish. So I'm gonna put the top of the window about there. That way when you're looking out of the car through the rear view, that window will be right where it was stock. You'll be able to use it and see. So that's our mission for today. After I get that done and the roof all, the rear window where it's going to be, and this kind of situated intact, I'll start finishing the hard top conversion. I'm going to make a piece that caps this, I do need to rebuild this channel so it comes all the way up, and so that this is super strong, because being a sedan and turning it into a hard top, this B pillar needs to be reinforced. I got a bunch of 10 gauge and some templates already made. I was going to redo this whole B pillar and turn this car into a suicide door car for a while back, so I did already cut some stuff for it. I don't think I'm going to suicide the door anymore because we lost the top. But I'll use all that reinforcement that I made so that we can reinforce it and leave it a coupe, or leave it a hardtop. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked on the look. It's pretty killer so far. The front fell right back into place, lined up really well. I didn't have any problems or issues with it. So hopefully the back does the same thing. So here we go. So when I cut this back window, I left some out around, and then I relieved it right underneath the beltline trim. And when you cut that relief in it, it just lays it down. Originally, I was just gonna fill a small piece of metal in here and leave that window where it is, but I just don't like the look. I'd have to build this big giant piece of sail panels up the side and a piece all the way across. I'm gonna pull this back up to where it was stock. We're gonna weld the relief cut back up, and then cut the frame out and move that up. And that's gonna give us just way more room and way more options. I can put a piece of metal underneath the window then all the way around, instead of having one up top. And if you've ever tried to scab a metal all the way across that kind of curve, you know how hard it is to get that exactly right. So yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to prop this window frame back up, weld my relief cut back together, then I'm going to pull it all out. I'm going to put this window back in the frame, because I pulled the window out of the frame after we laid it down, solely because it was all messed up. I laid it down, the bottom seal was so dry rotted that the window popped out when we were laying it down. So this is all out of whack anyway. So I'm gonna throw most of that seal back in, get this window frame lined back up to the window, use some of this flat bar, weld a structure in my window so it's right, and then we'll put it back in. So prop it up, weld it back together. Actually, first I'm gonna mark it center, prop it up, weld it back together, and go from there. So I got my belt line tacked back into place, cleaned up so I can weld it, put it back together. Lesson learned. Next time I do one of these chops and I want to fold the back window in and I do more than 3 inches, 3 inches, it's fine, you fold it in, it works. 4.5 inches, a little too much. But next time we don't cut below the belt line, and I won't have to weld that all back together. But hey, lesson learned. I do have to rebuild all the inner structure as well. That's my trunk hinges. They hinge right to the top of the rear deck, so that needs to be nice and strong. Right now, it's not. So it's not flimsy or nothing, but when I put the back window in, I'm going to rebuild structure all the way in through the bottom, It'll be super strong. I won't have to worry about my trunk lid going anywhere. We'll rebuild structure in behind where the sail panels are gonna be. That way they can be spot welded to the back side of the sail panel. So anytime you chop structure, put the structure back in. Don't have a wobbly, shitty looking roof that the paint cracks on because you didn't put your structure back in and it moves. So next step is to put this window back in the frame so that it's square. Because like I said, it popped out when I folded it. I want to get it back in there, square to the glass, because I know the glass is true. It's not real far off, I'm sure. But I'll put the glass in there, and then I'm gonna tack it all up and make sure it doesn't move again. And after struggling a bit, I got that window back in there and some scrap flat stock and some baby angle to hold it together so that it's square. Seals nice and tight again. There's no play in it. That window's in there. And if I would have known I was cutting this out in the beginning, I would have definitely did that before I even took it out of the car. But we're good to go. We're back in action. I'm gonna stick this in that hole, make some trim, and find my box of sheet metal clamps and see if I can get this thing where I want it. So I laid it in there. I used this long ass straight edge to find the middle of the window and mark it. So I got a mark going way up the roof there. And it shows you I was pretty close with my paint job. But yeah, so now we're sitting in the middle. Now it's time to make a couple temporary sheet metal spacers and lift this window 4 inches up. Find its mark there, cut the roof, and hopefully I can get it to butt together pretty good. After a little bit of finagling, we got the window where it needs to be. Buddy stopped over and helped me get it going. So I thought I hit play on the thing while we were working on it, but I didn't. But yeah, let me show you. I got this thing tack screwed into place where it needs to be, and it looks good. Going to be about it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. I'll throw another episode together next time I come in and do a little bit of work and get that inner panel going. But for now, if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to the channel, comment, send me messages. Hey, whatever. If you want to do this shit, all it takes is a grinder and a welder, and don't have no fear. Cut it up. Have a good night, everybody.